you so much for being here. We will get started right away with Brendan Batchelor.
Hey guys, thanks for this. Adam, I'll start with you. Your head coach spoke quite glowingly of your play the other night in Toronto. Just your thoughts on how the game went for you and where you feel your game is at right now.
Yeah, definitely felt good. Created a lot of chances, had a lot of shots as a line. Thought our line played well together, and we were on pucks quick, and we were getting back quick. And especially playing with Bales, he's got a lot of speed over there, so it opens up a lot of space for Sutz and I. But personally, I just I felt good, felt stronger. It's my first game playing at 180 pounds all year, so I'm real happy about that and putting in a lot of work off the ice, and it's paying off.
And obviously, Zoom isn't the greatest way to ask this question, but your name has come up in some trade rumors here over the last couple of days. What's your reaction to that, and how do you deal with that when you hear that your name might be out there?
I mean, there's not much to deal with right now. I'm here playing for Vancouver, and this is my team right now, and I want to help this team win as much as I can. We all have a common goal here, and I'm playing for this team right now.
Next up is Cam Mitchell. Cam, are you there? All right.
Hi, there we go. We got it.
There we go.
This is for Bo. What's your reaction to a legacy station like TSN being completely shut down?
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking. I just kind of heard about it yesterday, and you never want to see that. Obviously, this pandemic has hit hard to a lot of people, and you never want to see people lose their jobs, and they got families to support, and it's tough because they supported us for so many years, and it's obviously upsetting to see them shutting it down. So hopefully it doesn't happen continuously here in the future.
Do you have a follow-up, Cam?
Yeah. Do you think this is going to take away from team and fan interaction?
No, I mean, maybe a little bit. I think, obviously they gave the fans a lot to, a lot of info, a lot about the team and the Canucks, and, the fans like to hear stuff like that. And, we have such a passionate fan base here, and a lot of people want to know what the Vancouver Canucks are up to. So, it's going to be tough for a lot of fans, and again, for the people working there not to share, what's going on around the rink.
Thank you.
Next up is Jay Janauer.
Bo, I want an honest opinion from you. I think we all know what kind of hockey team you guys want it to be, what kind of identity you were wanting to achieve at the start of the season. But give me your honest assessment of what your team identity is right now and how close you are to being the team that you thought you would be entering the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think last game was a step in the right direction. Obviously, we know the games before that is not our team identity, and I think we took a step in the right direction. Our last game, obviously, it wasn't the result we wanted, but there was some certain things that we did a lot better. In a lot of ways, it was our team identity, and I think we just got to keep building off that. And we can't just have a one-off night where we're starting to trend the right direction. We have to keep going up, and what better way to start than tomorrow night?
Bo, I know that you guys have played the most games in the league, and it's been tough to get practice time. And I think we saw the result of seeing practice on Sunday with the 2 periods you had in Toronto, pardon me. But when you look at where you are right now, 16 games in, we're past the quarter-way pull. I was surprised that you guys are now sitting 6th, and all those teams ahead of you, Winnipeg, Calgary, and Edmonton, have games in hand. How big is this series against Calgary, considering they have 4 games in hand and are now ahead of you?
Yeah, no, it's I mean, a huge 4 games coming up. Every game's big. Obviously, you're playing teams in your all the time in your division, so you got to win the mini series. And we have had a tough schedule, and not a lot of practice time with new guys and trying to get our systems in place and stuff. So it was great to have practice again today and get ready to go for tomorrow.
Next up is Ian McIntyre.
Hey guys, Bo, coaches and players always talk about a process, and obviously the process was a lot better that last game in Toronto. But at 6-10 and playing Calgary 4 times, is the bottom line now the bottom line? You guys have to start winning these games.
Yeah, you do. I mean, obviously, like you said, we can't keep trending in the wrong direction. We have to start, obviously, like I said, last game was a step in the right direction, and we just have to keep going up from here. Again, just being okay with playing well and losing is not okay. And, for us, we want to win. Everybody wants to win in this room. And we have to start by, obviously these 4 games are massive in our eyes and in the standings. And we know that as a group, and we have to be ready to go for it.
And I know you guys are trying to move on from the changes, so I'm not going to ask you specifically about guys who aren't here anymore. But there is a fairly popular theory out there with some fans that players on the team were so upset that guys left that they're not playing well. What do you think of that?
I don't believe that. I mean, it is tough to see guys go, but at the same time, you got to move on and play for the team that you're playing for. I mean, you can't dwell on anything. And we got a great group of guys here, and obviously a lot of good hockey players. And because we lost guys doesn't mean we're trying to play bad. I mean, we all want to win here, and we all want to do well. So, I don't think that's a theory at all. I mean, we're just trying to win hockey games here.
Next up is Gemma Karsten-Smith.
Hi, gentlemen. Question, wanted to know what practice felt like tonight. It's obviously been few and far between this season. What did it feel like to be out on the ice and actually getting some time to work on systems?
You want to answer this one?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. We needed a little bit of practice time. It wasn't overly exhausting, but we put in some good work out there and just fine-tuned some things.
All right, another one for you both. Sorry to be monopolizing the questions with you today. But I'm wondering if you can tell us what it's been like for you to be the leader in the dressing room this year. Obviously, the last season was crazy to be your first year as captain, and this year has obviously been a little bit difficult. How has your role as captain changed this year?
I don't think it's changed at all. I mean, for me, obviously, these last couple of years definitely haven't been the easiest years to step into a captaincy role just with everything going on. But I'm learning every single day, and obviously I'm still new to this and still learning things. And I'm just trying to lead by example. I mean, I'm not going to be the guy who's yelling and screaming in the room, but obviously say stuff when it needs to be said. And but the biggest thing for me is just to try to lead by example and work hard, and hopefully other guys will follow.
Next up is Patrick Johnson.
Adam, you mentioned you're up to 180 pounds, and of course you told us in the off season about the challenges you've been facing just maintaining weight. What has it meant to you to be able to actually finally get yourself into a sort of a physical position like you are?
Oh, it feels great. It's definitely like some light at the end of the tunnel there, and things are really starting to turn around now. And it's got a lot to do with my diet and things I'm doing off ice with workouts and stuff, and really just bearing down and doing those extra things every day to get a little bit more weight on, a little more muscle, and it's really starting to pay off now.
And just, you guys finally had a day off. Like you had 2 days between games. Was that a strange thing to come home and actually not have to think about the game the next day?
Yeah, it was nice to, come home to our families and stuff and have some time to relax. And, 11 days on the road, especially playing a lot of games is tough mentally for not just us, but our families too. So it was nice to come home, and, it was a beautiful day out in Vancouver. So it was nice to get outside, get some fresh air, and enjoy our families.
Thanks.
Next up is Ben Kuzma.
A couple for you, Bo. Sorry, Adam. 16 games in 27 days, Bo. What's it meant to actually have a day off and a full practice, just for the mental reset to maybe get the mood pointed in the right direction? What do these 2 days mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think they couldn't have came at a better time. It hasn't been an easy schedule for us. I don't know. Seems like we've played a lot more games than a lot of other teams, and in a short amount of time. And obviously it isn't easy. And we haven't had a lot of time to practice and go over our play and reset and go over our systems and stuff like that. So for us to have these 2 days, I think is going to be key for us, and gives us a little bit more time to recover and get ready to go here for tomorrow night.
There seems to be this consensus about the Canucks, whether it's in Vancouver, Bo, or across the country, that there's some sort of funky vibe here with the players you lost and then maybe getting off to a slow start. At the end of last game, near the end of his media availability, Quinn Hughes was very honest talking about how great you guys played that night, but he also said we lost some pretty good players, which is fine. It's an honest statement. Are you a little surprised when something like that goes viral and suddenly from coast to coast, everybody's wondering why a player would say anything about the past and what's really going on in Vancouver?
No, I mean, I think, obviously for Quinn, it's, he was really tight with Tanny, off the ice and stuff. So, I can see why that one hit a little bit harder. And obviously their play last year was really good. But I mean, the guys that we brought in and the guys that are in this room, are great guys and great hockey players. And they're new guys. It takes a little bit of time. Usually in a regular year, we gotta remember it's not a regular year. And a regular year, we get to, have a lot more practice time, have a longer camp, get to know the guys a lot more, hang out outside the rink. So it's different this year, and it's going to take some time. Obviously, we want it to happen a lot faster than it's been happening, but there's still a lot of hockey left to be played, and we know we have to win these next games coming up, and we're going to be ready for those.
Thanks, Bo.
Next up is Josh Clipperton.
Hey, Bo. I'm just wondering, we're about a week into these new enhanced protocols, safety protocols. I'm understanding that the hour 45 is kind of not as strict as it was, but how's everything else going? Like in Toronto, were you guys in like 2 or 3 different rooms? Like what's that like to try to get the team together when there's so much distance between you?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? Socially, we're trying to follow all the protocols, to keep everybody safe and to keep ourselves safe and people around the community. And it's tough to kind of gather, and obviously in big groups and kind of bond as a team. Usually you have, team dinners or, team get-togethers and stuff like that away from the rink or even on the road. So it's different trying to get everybody together, and especially for the new guys, right? It's a lot different from all these protocols. But again, it's about the health and safety, what it comes down to. So that's what we're just trying to follow the protocols.
Were you feeling rushed in that hour 45? Like, are you a guy that gets there really early and works on your sticks, or was it not a big deal? Because I know some guys were on one case and some guys are on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, I like to get there early, so it's a little different. It's a little different for a lot of the guys. It's, a lot of guys like to get there early, like you said, and prepare for the game. And but again, the protocols are put in place for the health and safety of the people, not only in their dressing room, but around the rink. And, we want to finish the season and obviously we want as little minimal cases as possible. So we have to follow the protocols.
Thank you.
Next up is Stephen Wino.
Hey guys, I'll address this one to you, Adam. Just when you guys play these multi-game series, what's it like on the ice in terms of the animosity? I know it's not the same thing as a playoff series or being in an NCAA tournament situation, but what's the animosity level when you keep seeing the same guys over and over again?
I think you need to get a new mic. No, it's competitive. We knew it was going to be like this at the start of the season. We got 6 teams here, and we see each team a lot. It's competitive and it's intense, but it's fun. That's why we play the game. It's a lot of fun playing in these important competitive games, and every series means something, and it's that's the way it's going to be all year, and that's the way it's going to be in playoffs. So get it in now and be ready towards the end of the year.
And with the final question is Farhan Lalji.
This one for Bo. I'll follow up Ian's theory about player turnover with a different theory, and that's Travis's contract. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody, plays to get someone a contract or plays to get them fired or anything like that. But does the fact that there's some, unsettledness there, does that potentially create a bit of an unsettled feeling in the locker room, just a, lack of stability in the locker room when you don't know how that situation is going to play out?
I mean, that makes no difference to us. Obviously, we all really like Greener as a coach, and he's done a heck of a job with our group. And obviously, we'd love to see him stay and be a part of the Vancouver Canucks. I mean, but at the same time, we have to worry about winning hockey games too, and he's trying to do that to the best of his ability, and we're trying to do whatever we can to win and play for him. So hopefully, it all gets worked out. But for right now, we're just focusing on us.
Thanks, guys.